Ladies and gentlemen, I have been dying to show you this footage because this right here is the first ever victory in the brand new Battle Royale dropping called Warzone. This is Infinity Ward's Battle Royale that's coming out for free tomorrow for your faces. That's right. I got invited out about 2-3 weeks ago with a bunch of other YouTubers, streamers, pub stompers to go and check this game mode out, give my feedback, let everyone know what I think, and record some footage. And that's exactly what I'm doing here right now. So there's 1,000,010 things that I need to go over, and I'm sure you guys have got 1,000,010 questions, and I'll try my best to answer them. What I'm going to be doing is showing you this gameplay that I recorded of us dropping in and the map and everything, and I get a really good wide variety of action throughout this because yeah, like I said, this is the first ever victory from outside the dev team. Like, some of the best try hard pub stompers were at this event, and we absolutely smashed their pasties. That's right. I'm just pausing from what I'm saying right now to say, look how nice the drop-in is. Being able to spot something like Storage Town or, TV station, being able to see it like this is just an absolute beautiful thing. Like, honestly, straight up, honest opinion, it played absolutely amazing. We were playing on PlayStation 4 Pros, and it just felt so good throughout. Absolutely loved it. We were playing against people on PC as well, and I was actually really worried playing a BR against stupidly accurate people on PC if we'd even stand a chance. And well, there's your answer. We did stand a chance because we took the W. We did win the first ever game. Now, how did it genuinely feel from a perspective of, does it feel like Call of Duty, that sort of thing? The answer is yes. It feels exactly like Call of Duty, and the reason why it feels like Call of Duty is because it plays like Call of Duty. Your health regenerates. I feel like that's the first thing that you need to know about this game. You've got a Battle Royale that you can play with all your friends across all platforms, and there's no longer that moment where you're going to be stuck in a corner with 1 HP because you've got no medical heals or something like that, and if you got sneezed on, you'd be dead. No more. You actually stand a chance now of being pinned down by airstrikes or bombardment of snipers and people just spraying you from other sides of the map. And rather than you just having to waste your entire heals just trying to get from one piece of cover to the other, you're not stuck in that scenario anymore. You can actually regen your health back to 100%. If you do have armor, which is right, you get armor, you can armor up, and then you can get back into the battle. You don't have to rely on the case of, oh no, I've got no heals, I'm basically done for this entire game. You can stand a chance to throw down and earn that victory. So, as you saw there, as I just ran into that room, I managed to find a legendary chest, which was a really good find, and I found the FR, which is a blueprinted weapon where it's got, the scopes on it, it's got the attachments on it, and all that good stuff. And what's the amazing thing about that is one way you can get a gun from a chest. As you can see, I can get a gun here from the ground, obviously, then your starting pistol. But you can also get your creator class, which is right. Your creator class will get dropped into the map, and you've got the choice to go and get it or stick with the guns that you find around. You can find different blueprints of weapons here, there, and everywhere, but some guns could have a silencer on it, a thermal scope, a really, really weird variation of things, and you can't change them. You can't take the attachments off. You can't share your attachments or anything like that. You're stuck with the gun that you find unless you want to play with your creator class, which you've got to go and get. But it is a hotspot of chaos. So many people want to go get their guns. So say you want to run overkill, you've got a sniper and an AI. If you want to run a shotgun and an SMG or something like that, you can go and get your class, but you got to be careful because when it gets called in for you to go and get your class, it's not just you who knows about it. The entire lobby knows that the loadouts are getting dropped in and people flock to it. So it's a real hotspot to go and get kills, to get killed from. So you're going to be really, really careful with it. Now, with the situation we've got going on here, Marley is being hunted. That's right. If you see on the left-hand side of the screen, we've picked up a mission, which is to go and secure the intel, which we didn't end up doing, I believe, because we're too busy fixating on what the hell is going on. Why is Marley being hunted? And that's because, as you saw, I almost picked up a bounty, but because I had a mission going on, I couldn't take it. We had to complete ours first. So Marley is being hunted. Shout out to my teammate Marley. He was absolutely amazing, and so was Sprat. Just absolutely incredible people, and I love them to pieces. I would not have wanted to win this game with anyone else other than those guys. We had such a good game, and it was so much fun playing with them. Now, We know that Mal is being hunted because obviously it says he's being hunted. But with a threat level, that means that the people who are trying to kill Marley are right next to us in our area. The further we run away, so we got in a car and drove off, if we got further and further away, that threat level would decrease. But because we're absolute beasts, we didn't have to worry about running away from these guys. We decided to absolutely kick the shit out of him. So that's what we did. I managed to pick up 3 kills from this battle, which is amazing. Another team rolls in on us, and shit's just hitting the fan left, right, and center. And as you can see, I'm killing these guys. I'm BMing them. I'm like, no, I'm not letting you having the chance of, getting up and coming killing me or something like that. No way, Jose. You could say, Tom, are they out for the count now? That's them done. No. There is such an awesome new feature in this game, which is when you die, you obviously go down, you can be revived, but once you get revived, say you got like downed and then like fully down, like you got finalized BM'd, you can actually stand a chance of getting back in immediately without your teammates doing anything. And that's called getting into the Gulag. And the Gulag allows you to enter into a 1v1, like gunfight style, random class to 1v1 a random person who's also gone down, died, and is fighting for the chance to come back. So you win the 1v1, you get deployed straight back into the map with a pistol, but you can land on your body, you can go get all your guns, like everything that you had, and you can be back up on your feet and ready to rock and roll. So it's an awesome way for you to put your, like, actual gun skill on the line in a 1v1 to try and join your teammates again. And I'm going to throw this out here right now. You'll see in a second as we go over to a buy station. That's not the only way you can have a chance of returning. Your teammates can pay with the cash that you're earning from completing missions, from killing enemies. You can use cash to buy back your teammates for like 4,500. So it's super expensive, but buying teammates back and having an extra chance of surviving is obviously worth it. Now, as you can see there, I was pulling up a little menu which allows you to share your cash, your armor plates, and your range of ammunitions. So you can like drop all of them, you can drop a certain amount, you can request certain things, which is awesome. And a thing that I just want to point out in here, which I'm so glad that they've put into the game, is there's a ping system. So you can ping whether it's vehicles, it's guns, whether it's ammunition for your teammates throughout the map. You can even ping enemies as long as you're directly looking at the enemies and still looking at them, pinging them for your teammates to know that, hey, someone's over there. So it keeps the line of communication. So say if you're playing with randoms, you can communicate with them even if they're not using a microphone. You can still ping what's going on and where the enemies are coming for. Now, I'm running around not knowing what's going on because it's my first ever time playing it. And I'm like, this is just madness. There's cash here everywhere, like rocket launchers, M13s. I'm like, this is just great. Because at this stage, we completely forgot about the loadout thing I was talking about before. So when I'm finding things like dead silence, I'm like, this is great. You can get like stopping power, dead silence, a munition box and stuff like that as your ability. I'm like, that's perfect. But then we make it to the buy station. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got 8,900. I can buy everything. So here you're seeing a self-revive kit, which I buy straight away, which allows you, when you're down, to pick yourself up rather than your teammates having to do it. So if you're in the battle, they don't have to worry about getting to you. You can pick yourself up and you're ready to rock and roll. There's a UAV, which in your local area pings almost like a recon dart in your vicinity as to where the nearest players are. You can't open up like the mini-map and see the whole thing and see exactly where everyone is, but you can indeed, within your vicinity, work out where the local, like, actual enemies are, which is awesome. It's really, really good. And you might be like, oh, how do you counter it? Well, you counter it by going to the loadout and getting your perks and be then able to have like UAV jammer on, even though it's not called UAV jammer, but being able to have that on and then not being able to be seen. Again, another reason why loadouts are so valuable, because as you're noticing, I'm going opening up all these chests, legendary chests. I'm finding like my field upgrades, stopping power bullets, you can find dead silence like I was saying before, but you're not getting perks that way. The only way you get your perks is by going to the loadout and collecting from there. So you got to be really careful with the classes that you create as to what like perks you want to be rocking and rolling. So as you'll see as we go later, you don't just get stuck with one loadout. You can have 10 creator classes that you can choose from. So if you go to another loadout marker, or you actually call in the loadout marker yourself because you bought it from the buy station, you're rocking and rolling, and you can tactically change the way you want your class. If you're going to get into the last part of the circle, you could change it to SMGs and that sort of stuff, and not be worrying about, oh shit, I've got a sniper rifle and AR, like I need some close quarter like combat like fighting. You can switch it up throughout, and you can go to the loadouts multiple times, as you'll see down the line. But what we're doing right now is a scavenger mission, which is leading us to legendary crates. So obviously in the crates we can find field upgrades, which are awesome. They can be really helpful. In another game I actually found like the stopping power rounds, which are how much of an incentive is that to go completing these missions, because stopping power rounds are really, really effective. So being able to have dead silence or stopping power rounds, stupidly amazing. So going doing these sort of missions are not only a good incentive to get ammunition, supplies and stuff like that until the loadouts arrive, but you can also then get cash money at the end, which you can use to like revive a teammate or get kill streaks. Again, I did, as you can see on my right hand side, get a precision airstrike, which I use later on, and it's a lot of fun because it can be a lot of chaos, but you use it in the right situation and you'll absolutely wipe them up. But who needs an airstrike when you've got your loadout? As you can see, pops up on screen, loadout drop incoming, and I'm like, oh, that's absolutely amazing. The fact that like we can actually go get our guns from the creator class, because at the start of the game, I told the guys like, make a creator class, because if we can find that loadout drop, it might be one of the best thing that happens to us. Sprat's an incredible sniper, so if he makes a sniper set, he'll be smashing pasties from across the map, and just no one will be able to get close to us. And lo and behold, the loadout drop just happened to be directly behind us. So here you go. I've got a fully kitted out M13, which I've been absolutely beasting with. I've got a sniper rifle and perks. Like a bit of an idiot, as you could tell, my perk layout was a potato layout because I didn't even have time to mess with that, and I didn't even think about it because I figured that perks would just be like, you know, randomly scattered across the map, just like you'd be able to find them here, there, or everywhere. But no, you only get your perks from the actual loadout. But I've now got a sniper for like dealing with these plebs at range, and I've got my M13, which is like my go-to gun. I got like my first ever nuke like not too long ago with the M13, and I've just been smashing passes with it ever since. So I'm feeling confident. I'm now feeling even more confident that Sprat, the guy who was just a god with a sniper, has a sniper, and Marley's got a set, and we're just ready to like run around and cause absolute chaos. So whilst the chaos is going on, and I miss every single shot, as you can see there, precision airstrike from either Marley or Sprat just came in clutch and just took those guys straight out. And then I obviously go and doing the sluggy thing of like, hey, they managed to get the kills, I'll run in, take all the loot, see what they've got, and see what I can get my hands on, basically. But yeah, there's so much for me to go over in this video of like like what there is to tell you about. But the best thing is like this is coming out tomorrow, like worldwide across all consoles. So cross-platform, okay? Cross-platform, being able to play with your friends on a game that's free is just the most mind-blowing thing ever. If you would have told me way back in the day that if my friend was on PlayStation or my other friend was on Xbox or whatever, that we'd be able to like cross-platform with each other, I'd be like, you're completely drunk. There's no way that's going to be happening. But we're doing that. And then if one of our friends was like, oh, I don't want to pay for that, I'm going to wait till the next COD comes out or whatever. Hello, this is free. They can get Warzone. If people want to like pay for the game, get the multiplayer, the campaign, and all that good stuff, they can do, and then they get obviously the more features of it. But if they just genuinely want to play Warzone, like even if they just wanted to try it, see what it was like or whatever, they could because it's free. It's in the trailer. They said Call of Duty now even freer, and I think one of like the official hashtags is a hashtag free Call of Duty, which is just like, you know, it's mint. I'm so glad they took that approach. It's something that I said from way back in the day that that's what they needed to do. If they're going to compete with all these games that are out there at the moment, like what's one of the key core like things of them all? Like not the fact that it's, yeah, obviously Battle Royale, but the fact that it's free to play. You give us the ability to have everyone playing this game, and Call of Duty will thrive so much more. But this is where in the gameplay I start doing gas mask juggling because I had no idea what it was doing, why I kept switching them. But as you notice, next to the actual gas mask on the bottom left, or when you're actually looking at it, it's got a filter amount next to it. So if one's like got full filters, that means you can take more damage in the storm, and your mask is going to break, and then you take really massive damage from the storm. So having a mask on you at all times is really good. You can either buy it from the buy station, you can get it from other enemies if you've killed them if they're wearing one, you can get it from a legendary crate like you saw I did at the start of this game, and then lo and behold, there happens to be another buy station right next to us. We were like oblivious to everything that was going around us in this game, but we just got so lucky with things being in the right place at the right time, which I was very, very happy about. There's also something that I think you see is where I go back to the actual the box. I'm like, oh, I'll buy something, and I'm like, oh no, I made an actual mistake. Like I've bought this, but I didn't actually want it. But it throws it on the floor, so then my teammates can actually have it. So for example, you see there, I just bought the UAV, and I'm like calling the UAV, but it threw the precision airstrike down on the floor for you to get. I almost got really upset that I'd lost the previous one, but a great way for you to actually share something. If you got so much money, you buy another one, and you can basically share it with your teammate. We didn't know of a way. I don't think the feature exists right now for you to be able to say drop a UAV for your teammate or drop an airstrike for your teammate, other than the way we just went about it. But the UAV, as you can see, coming in absolute clutch, showing people within our like general vicinity, not again the entire map, just like nearby pinging next to you. Now I get into this gunfight here, I get absolutely wrecked, but we traded, so I was quite happy about that. And no, I've still got my self revive. So the way I self revive is I just hold triangle and I can pick myself up. Another way for you to be able to get back in. And something that I need to say is as well before is when I was talking about being in the Gulag, you get that 1v1 scenario. Well, the Gulag does actually close. It's not a thing that you always get that one chance to be in the Gulag and try and like survive. The Gulag will close, and if it closes, then you're out for the count. And I'm sorry, the only way you can get back in is if your teammate buys you back. So make sure you've always got that 4,500 cash on you to get to a buy station and buy your teammate back. Now, this is where everything just starts popping off. Things get a little bit crazy. The circle's getting called in. It's, you know, it's on the third tier of the circle. We got 20 seconds before it calls in on us, and shit just gets hairy, man. I'm picking up some sniper kills. I'm pretty impressed. I do miss some potato shots, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah, this is our first game. I'm like absolutely twitching like hell playing this game because I have no idea where the circle's going to be, which, by the way, completely forgot to mention this, that in in this gameplay we didn't know is if you do the recon missions, it tells you where the next circle's going to be, and if you keep going at recon mission, recon mission, recon mission, it will actually tell you where the final circle's going to be. So if you wanted to play this game like crazy ninja tactical, what you could do is not run around killing people. You could do only the recon missions, and if you do the recon missions, you can know where the final circle is, go and wait over there, camp in a little bush like a pleb, and wait for other people to roll in, destroy them, and just keep waiting for people to come in and just wrecking them. So it's quite a cool little feature for you to be able to do, but we completely forgot it in this game. We were too busy focused on like trying to slay out, and that's just what we do. I got 7 kills here, by the way, playing against 150 people, and I'm like, this is great. Yes, I could have had a few more kills, but I got the W. I got the first ever W with the most kills on Warzone. Like, no one could ever take that like that off me. That's like my claim to absolute Call of Duty fame right here, right now. That's all I can do. But things start getting hairy because these teams fighting each other left, right, center. The amount of times I really wanted to call this precision airstrike was too damn real. I get some nice kills, you know, just saying. But I didn't call in the airstrike because I was like, the circle is coming, and because the circle's coming, like, what's the point of me wasting it? Like, it's quite an expensive thing, like, having this actual airstrike. I'll keep it on me till, like, one of the final circles when we really, really need it, which down the line, I do call it in, and I don't actually think I end up getting a kill with it. On another game, I got, like, a sexy 3-piece with it, but, yeah, not so much quite now. Something I'd also like to throw out is at this stage, you might be like, Tom, why did you decide to remove the audio from this gameplay? This was nothing to do. That was a nice wallbang. This was nothing to do with like the actual game or anything like that. It was on the recording side of things that we had it on the wrong setting. And when I say I'm pretty sure every single person who was at the studio had it in the wrong setting. And we went from being able to not talk to each other in game to talking to each other in game because of the headsets, to then unfortunately not capturing the audio. So I'm really sorry about that, and that's why I've had to speak over it the entire time. But yeah, it's gun sound effects, pew pew bang. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to make there, but yeah. So as you can see, circle's closing in. There's 26 people all left together, 12 different squads. I've got 8 kills. I'm happy. I'm just trying to take like pop shots, get lucky. Got nothing to lose. Didn't realize that sniper ammo is pretty valuable. I thought I just had absolutely hundreds of it. It turns out, you know, I've only got 13 bullets, and I'm like, everything will be fine. As you can tell, again, I really wanted to do the airstrike, but I was like, no, there's no point. The circle's moving. We're going to have to push. We bump into more buy stations. There's vehicles scattered across the map. And something which was quite nice is I thought we might end up dying to the circle and getting destroyed by that, which quite a few teams did in other games because I thought, like, oh, my God, like this is going to be it. First ever game, and the circle's going to end up being the thing that kills us rather than another like set of teams. But no, with it travels at a good enough pace. We've all got gas masks, you know, so we're tactical enough to be able to like move forward, survive, and stay in the action and not get closed out. So let the games begin of getting too close to being the final circle. Now, something that I'm going to throw out here as well is I was really worried coming into this with one specific thing, and it might sound really random, but I was really worried that free to play. So that attracts loads of noobs, which in one way is really good, but at the same time can be really bad. Because, right, this is Battle Royale. The whole point of, like, the circle moving is to push people and stop them camping. Well, it's always going to happen. So I had to fear that with Call of Duty, it had so many buildings, you know, so many buildings that were, like, you know, like 20 stories high sort of thing. That's a lot of windows to be able to get shot from. I don't want to go running through, like, a town and know that I can get blasted from someone who could be on the 3rd floor, the 18th floor, the 6th floor. You know, so many windows for me to check that when we brought it up, they came back with the best response ever. So when you're in a town, like say you're in a house that's 2 stories high, it's 2 stories high. That's the ground floor, you know, on the top floor. You can get into both of those and see out the windows. When you're in like a town with a building that has more than 2 floors, they came up with the best idea ever. You can get on the ground floor and the top floor. That's it. There's none of that like 18 levels of windows for you to have to check. You only either check the bottom floor or the top floor. So when you're getting into these gunfights in the streets, you know you're either getting shot from the ground height or up top. There's two places to look. Not 18, nothing stupid, just a really nice, simple way of solving that problem of, like, say the ground war maps, you're running around and you're like getting shot from a direction. You look and you're like, okay, there is so many places this person could be. Well, no, they thought about it and they adapted and changed it, which is what I love. The fact that the dev team are seriously taking on our feedback and input, which I gave a lot of feedback to them about this game, the things that I'd like to see changed or different here, there, anywhere, and they completely understood it and completely took it on board. So just saying, if you see a cinder block become a melee weapon in the game, that's because I threw it out there that I would love to see it as a weapon. It's one of the finishing moves where you can throw a cinder block at someone, and I was like, I want to see you be able to carry that as like a melee weapon, just how you would a knife. I want to be able to, like, switch to my secondary being a knife and it being a cinder block. So if they took that and put it in the game, you can thank me. Now, cinder blocks aside, one thing I did bring up with the dev team is at launch, the game is going to be teams of 3, so trios. And I spoke to them about, like, whether or not there'll be like teams of 4, solos, duos. And they said at launch, they're just launching with trios. So if you are playing with a squad of 4 at the moment, or used to playing Battle Royales with a squad of 4, you're going to be ditching a teammate. I know it kind of sucked, but I made that very vocal that I would love to see solos, I'd love to see duos, I'd love to see quads. And it's a case of we're getting something for free right now that over time they are going to be working on and changing and developing as time goes on. So it's just a matter of time and waiting. I didn't get a set definite date as to when that's going to be, but I have seen like everyone be the most vocal about like what is going on with that. Are they even talking about it? Are they even think about it? Will it be trios forever? And the answer is like I genuinely don't think it'll be trios forever. I made it very clear that I always play with like a squad of 4. I love running solo and stuff like that when I'm streaming. And they completely understand and are taking the feedback from the community, which is just great. That's what we want to see. Now, we're getting into the final battle here. Things are getting a bit hairy. It's tightening in. There's 6 squads total. 13 people altogether. I've got 9 kills in the bag, so I'm feeling pretty confident. I got my self-revive. Unfortunately, I don't see a buy station in sight to be able to buy like one of my teammates back in, and I didn't even have enough money for that either. That said, Sprat's got 9.5 grand on him. What was going on? He could have split it with us at least. I had no idea he had that much cash. But Sprat's picking off people. I know there's a team at the top of this hill, and we're now stuck at the bottom of like the summit of this hill, and I'm like, this is just a terrible circumstance to be in. We're going to get absolutely pinned. I'm making sure my teammates have got enough ammo for everything. They've got enough armor pieces, because from all my years of playing BR, I know like you got the higher ground, you got the better chance of winning. So I'm telling the team we need to make a push for this hill. And who does it happen to be on the top of the hill? At the time, I had no idea because I wasn't even paying attention to who I was shooting or anything until we actually get the victory. I look to my right and I see some really disappointed faces. That's right. I didn't know we were playing against the pub stompers being Swag and Korean Savage. 2 absolutely lovely dudes, by the way. Super nice, really good to meet them in person, and it was really good to kick their asses. I ended up getting the most kills out of anyone who went to the actual event, and we ended up getting the first win. They lost second place to us, so that was quite a nice, satisfying thing. I actually dropped him insanely quick, Mr. Doozy up there. I do actually I get pinged, and I full on say thank you to my teammates for actually for coming getting me and making this happen, because we got a little bit confused here, because as you can see, it's like, all right, 3 squads, 6 people left, that's 3 of the people, but that's 2 different squads. I'm like, oh shit, I've gone down, like what's the plan? All I really wanted to do was get this airstrike called in and see how effective it would be. So I was like, nope, I'm going to use a self-revive, I'm going to get up, I'm going to call in my airstrike. I am not losing at this point in the game. As well as Sprat going down, I'm like, oh shit, this is getting hairy. But again, spoiler, we end up winning, but I'm like, we need this victory. We have not come here for anything other than a W. And it popped up saying finish them, and we were like, what on earth does this mean? Like, we're still playing here thinking that there's still loads of people, but what it lets you do is you can see, like, the red outline of the person. It allows you to run over to them and use a finishing move on them, which I think is an amazing idea to allow, like, the actual finishing moves that you can get from, like, if you're buying, like DLC or, something that you've unlocked from the battle pass or something. I think it's great that they've put this feature in for you to be able to, like, seriously humiliate someone. Like, you cap them in the legs and then, like, smash them with a cinder block or something like that. But then this happens. The in memoriam of everyone who got killed and everyone who lost in the actual BR. Like, it's so good. So you skirt on out of here, but then it gives you this beautiful cinematic of you escaping and surviving, and you get your close-up. You get your moment of fame being Sprat, Syndicate. I was wearing, like, the best, like, character ever there, looking like an absolute monster, looking super cool with the English flag. But I was in the studio with all the devs behind me. Like, I've got Korean Savage and Swag absolutely gutted that they just came in second place, and me absolutely buzzing my tits off that I came to the studio and managed to, like, perform at, like, peak level. So truly, thank you so much to Call of Duty, like, Activision, for having me out there. Like, if you would have told me at, like, at age 15 that, hey, guess what, you're gonna be able to go out to the studios and play, like, the game before it's even out, let alone the battle royale that everyone's been so excited for. Like, the amount of leaks and people talking about it, and trying to work out, like, the secret bits of information, to be able to play that early before anyone else in the world is just, like, honestly a true honor, and I can't thank them enough. Like, sponsored or not sponsored, guys, like, truly, off the record, this game plays amazing. If you love Call of Duty and you love battle royale, this is exactly what you want. It's so goddamn good. And then to say that not only do you have this amazing battle royale, you have another game mode called Payback, which I'm going to be going over in another video, is also just absolutely incredible. So much fun to play and really puts it all on the line. So I'll be making a video going over that. And if you guys don't manage to see that video, don't forget, this comes out tomorrow for your faces for free. So make sure you're ready to get the week off work and get smashing pasties playing Warzone, Call of Duty's brand new Battle Royale on Modern Warfare. So all that's left to show you guys is my reaction of getting the first ever W. Make sure you click that subscribe button, ding dong the notification bell, so every time I post a new video, you'll get notified of it. If you don't already, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Syndicate. I'm going to be streaming this all week. There's going to be sponsored stream, non-sponsored streams, so get your asses over there. Let's get playing, and let's get some W's. So until my next video, guys, thanks for watching. Drop a like rating, and I'll see you guys next time. Let's fucking British are coming! That's how you fucking adapt. Let's go! Did we just get all these? Did we just get all these? The first fucking thing. The first fucking thing. 10 kills, let's fucking go! No way. No way. No fucking way. GG's. Thank you, dude. I counted them both and I was like, is that it? No, he was like, finish. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, shit. I don't even put a headshot. Really? I'll look at in memoriam. Yes. Oh. Yeah, I was like, it was amazing. The game feels incredible. Incredible.